If someone had told me that starting a YouTube channel would completely change my life in 6 months, I honestly wouldn't have believed them. But here's exactly what happened. Because I went all in on YouTube within my first 6 months and got monetized. I went on to generate $3,601 a month average from YouTube AdSense alone, landed over $50,000 a year in brand deals, and built the foundation for what became a just under $600,000 a year in digital product sales from my channel. And I want to be super clear. None of that happened because I paid for ads, got shouted out by a big creator, or hacked the algorithm in some way. It happened because I finally just started. And I followed a simple, repeatable strategy. In this video, I'm going to share the exact 5 steps I used to grow on YouTube. These 5 steps are exactly what changed everything for me, and they can do the same for you, so let's get into it. Let's start with the one step most people skip, rush through, or completely overthink. And it's the reason most YouTube channels never get any traction. Point number 1 is figuring out your niche and who you're speaking to in your videos. Your niche is simply the topic category your channel falls into. It doesn't have to be ultra specific. In fact, on YouTube, you actually want a bit of breathing room so you can make enough content to grow. My channel, for example, falls under Make Money Online. Yes, I talk about digital products and YouTube specifically, but the broader umbrella is Make Money Online. And that gives me a lot of runway for topics. Here's a simple test. Does your niche fall under health, wealth, or relationships? Those 3 are the big content categories for all niches. Yes, all niches, every single one, yours is not unique. It fits under one of those. Now, here's where I see people go sideways. They go way too narrow, like, I teach knitting for left-handed grandmothers in the Pacific Northwest. I'm exaggerating, but you would be surprised. If your niche is so narrow that there are barely any other channels in that space, you are going to struggle to grow because YouTube uses competitor channel data to figure out who to show your videos to. Start broad enough to grow. You can always niche down later once YouTube is telling you through your analytics who is actually watching. And once you have your niche, you need to just start. Record your first video this week, not next month, not when your lighting is perfect, not when you figured out every single detail. I'm gonna be honest with you, my first videos were rough. Bad audio, weird composition and framing, and I was so stiff on camera. You can scroll back to my oldest videos and see for yourself. But I got better because I took action. That is the only way it works. Just like how I forgot to turn on my purple light in the background, but don't worry, we fixed it. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to pick a lane and get moving. The confidence comes from doing, not from planning. And if you're ready to learn what type of digital product you should sell, how to sell it, and how to get to 10K months, check out my free on-demand training, How to Create and Sell Your Own Digital Products with YouTube. The link is in the description below this video. Okay, so you've got your niche, you've started your channel. Now here's the part that most people completely skip over, and it is honestly the biggest reason channels stay stuck. Point number 2 is researching competitor channels in your niche and finding their outlier videos, specifically videos from the last year or newer. So here's what an outlier video is. It's a video that significantly outperformed that channel's average. So let's say a channel typically gets 2,000 views per video, and then they have one video that got 80,000 views. That is an outlier. That is the internet raising their hand and saying, yes, I want more of this. What you want to do is go make a list of 10 to 20 different channels in your niche. Then for each one, look at their most recent videos. Prioritize the last year because YouTube changes fast and what worked 3 years ago isn't always what works today. Find the videos that wildly outperformed their typical view counts. Those are your gold. Now, why does this matter so much? Because instead of guessing what your audience wants, you're letting actual YouTube data tell you. These outlier videos have already proven there's demand for that topic. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to show up and deliver your version of what's clearly working. Stop trying to guess what your audience wants. That data is already there. Let other channels do the testing and you do the modeling. And eventually the testing. So now you've got a list of outlier videos. Here's exactly what you do next. And this is the part that directly impacts whether your videos get clicks or get ignored. Point number 3 is modeling those titles and thumbnails, not copying, modeling and making sure the actual content you deliver in the video is genuinely helpful, shows who you are, and has a clear CTA or call to action. There's a huge difference between copying and modeling. Copying is taking someone else's exact title word for word. Modeling is understanding the structure, the emotional hook, the format, and then creating your own version of it. Here's an example. One of the outlier videos in my niche was something like 10 digital products you can sell to make money online. That video was blowing up relative to that channel's average. So I didn't just steal that title, I turned it into a template. X digital products that blank. Then I could fill in that template over and over again with different angles and keywords. That's what I call a content pillar. One proven template that you can execute multiple times with variations, pair it with a current trend or a popular keyword, and now you've got a video with a built-in proven demand signal baked right into the title. On thumbnails, same thing. Look at the outlier videos in your niche and study what their thumbnails have in common. Is it a specific color palette, a close-up facial expression, bold text overlay? Model the pattern, not the exact image. Your content inside the video should be completely yours, your personal story, your experience, your takes. But the packaging, that is strategic. And always have a clear call to action in every video. Whether it's your freebie, your email list, your digital product, every video should be working for your business, not just your view count. You are not being unoriginal by modeling what works. You are being strategic. The best creators in every space study what's already succeeding and build on it. Here's the step that nobody wants to hear, but it's the one that separates the channels that actually grow from the ones that quit after just 10 videos. Point number 4 is posting consistently, every single week, and if you can swing it, twice a week. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Consistency is non-negotiable on YouTube. The algorithm rewards channels that show up regularly. But here's what I want you to understand. It's not just about consistency for the algorithm, it's about consistency for you. Every single video you make, you get better. Your delivery gets sharper, your editing gets faster, your thumbnail ideas get stronger. You cannot learn this stuff in a vacuum. You learn it by doing it. So if you're posting once a month, you're getting 12 reps a year. If you're posting once a week, you're getting 52. If you're posting twice a week, you are getting over 100. That's not just twice the content, that's exponentially more learning, more data, and more opportunities for YouTube to figure out who to show your channel to. Now, I batch film all of my videos 1 to 2 days a month, and I schedule them out in advance. So I'm not sitting down every single week trying to squeeze out a video. I block off my filming days, I script everything in advance using my script template, I film it all in one go, and then my editors handle the rest. That system is what makes this sustainable. And here's the thing, when you're just starting out, I'd actually recommend not batching. Film one video at a time and focus on improving each one. Batching works great once you've figured out what's working, but in the beginning, you want fast feedback loops. The goal isn't perfection, it's momentum. Done is infinitely better than perfect sitting in a drafts folder. Hit record. If you're ready to learn what type of digital product you should sell, how to sell it, and how to get to 10K months, check out my free on-demand training, How to Create and Sell Your Own Digital Products with YouTube. The link is in the description below this video. Okay, so here's the part of the strategy that most YouTube gurus skip over entirely, but it's honestly one of the most important things that you can do once you have a few videos out. Point number 5 is this: do more of what's working and stop repeating what isn't. Once you have some videos out, and I'd say give it at least 4 videos per content pillar before you judge, pull up your YouTube Studio analytics. You're looking for patterns. Which videos are getting the highest and lowest views? The videos that are outperforming your average, those are your channel's outlier videos. Those are your new content pillars. Go deeper on those topics. Make more variations of those titles. Make more content in that same lane. And the videos that are underperforming, stop making them. I know it's tempting to keep trying to make a topic work that you love. Trust me, I have been there. But if the data isn't supporting it, let it go and focus on what YouTube is telling you people actually want. This is what creates predictable growth, not just consistency, strategic consistency. You're essentially running ongoing micro experiments with every video you post. And over time, you build a channel that YouTube's algorithm understands, that viewers can trust, and that consistency brings the right people into your world. So stop making guesses, start making decisions based on data. Your channel analytics are the most honest feedback you'll ever get use them. So here's what I need you to take away from this. 6 months from now, you could have a monetized channel, a growing email list, and a real income coming in from digital products. Or you could still be sitting on the sideline waiting until everything feels perfect. I started this YouTube channel after closing the door on a 15-year photography career. I had no idea if it was going to work, but I started anyway. I followed a strategy, and within 6 months, everything changed. You don't need to have it all figured out. You need 5 steps. Know your niche, research outlier videos, model what's working, post consistently, and double down on your wins. That's it. That's the whole game. And again, if you're ready to learn what type of digital product you should sell, how to sell it, and how to get to 10K months, check out my free on-demand training, How to Create and Sell Your Own Digital Products with YouTube. The link is in the description below this video. Now that you know how to start your YouTube channel and change your life in 6 months, you might be wondering, okay, but what does staying committed to this actually look like day to day? Well, I want to challenge you to commit to YouTube for the next 3 months. And I have the exact plan for you right here in this video. Because when you pair what you just learned with what's inside this next video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you there.